Yeah, we certainly are. Supersport will be off very, very shortly. One man who's back in Supersport is Stuart Easton. Now, of course, he won the title in 2002, just tender age of 18 years old. Went into Superbikes, didn't have the best of years last year. But let's have a word with him to see what it's like to be back in Supersport. Hi, Stuart. You've got a great record in Supersport, but what's it like to be back?
It's good to be back, especially on the front row. We're in contention for wins again, so it's good.
Many a lesser character than you could have walked away at some points last year, but it's great that you've come back and you're ready to ride.
That's right. I just feel that I'm under the right circumstances now. I've got a good bike under me and a good team, and it's working well.
You've had mixed fortunes at Brands Hatch. In 2002, you absolutely blitzed everyone here.
I did. It was a while ago now, but I like the track, even though there's a fair bit of traffic here this weekend, and it's tight. It'll be a tough race, but I'll be up for it anyway.
The thing is, when you come back as a Supersport champion, there's no pressure on you because you've been here and done it, and yet everybody wants a piece of you.
Well, I don't know. Like I say, it was a while ago and I won it, so I feel like I've got a big point to prove. And
feel pressure on you?
Everybody feels pressure, and most of it's just from what I put on myself anyway. I want to win as much as anybody, so I'll just do my best and see what we get.
Okay, well, best of luck. Crossover now. Speak to through the smoke, if you can see me. Let's speak to Eugene Laverty. Hi, we've just spoken to your brother. He says that you're the quickest of all of them.
Well, on race tyres I was the quickest. I just get pipped at the end by 300ths of a second, which is nothing around a circuit like this, but I'm just keen to get away now and see how it goes.
Do you like this track?
I didn't last year, but so far this weekend everything's gone perfectly. I got up to speed in qualifying, put a real stunt curve lapping, and I'm well pleased with my race setup.
Okay, well done, best of luck. Let's move round to second. There's Jay Vincent, of course, former GP rider. You're pretty good on this track, aren't you?
Yeah, I love this track. You know, I won it last year around here, so definitely going out to try and win it again. Bike's working really well, so I'm really looking forward to it. I've had the winter off, so just want to try and get out there and win the first race.
And in the Supersport series, you've been used to being the bridesmaid, but no Carl Harris. Is it your turn now?
Yeah, definitely. You know, I mean, it's a bit of a learning year for me last year. In the first sort of half of the season, we was, you know, trying a lot of stuff with the bike, learning the four-stroke and everything, and felt really comfortable for the second half of the year. So I just want to use that in effect for this year and try and be strong from word go and consistently all the way through the year and try and go for the championship.
How's the bike?
Excellent. You know, I've gone out for more. I mean, I know a lot more after this race, really. It's all right batting around on your own, you know, during qualifying and testing and stuff through the winter, but getting out there in the race is where you really find out how good your bike is.
Okay, thanks very much for the moment. Let's nip round and speak to the man on pole. If you could speak to me, Tom Sykes. Well done, how are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling good, to be honest. We'll have to see what happens. The taskbars have worked brilliantly this winter and got this bike going superbly, so, well...
You can hardly speak for smiling.
Well, I know.
Are you going to be grinning driving around there as well?
Well, I don't know what to do, probably, but no, we'll see how it goes. I'm really looking forward to it. The TAS Suzuki's going good, and Pirelli have sorted out some really good tyres, and K-Tech's got the thing handling beautifully, so...
Do you expect to be on pole for the first race of the season?
Well, we never came testing here last week when everyone else did, so I thought I might be struggling a little bit, but no, it's as soon as I got back on bike I felt right home, so we'll see what happens. Unfortunately, the rest from here is down to me, so see what happens.
Best of luck. Well, there's been some great names who have come out of this Supersport series, but let's have a word with him. A former GP rider as well. How are you feeling?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Is this a track that you like?
Yeah, it's okay. A little bit short, but it's good, yeah.
It's a tight track, isn't it? And especially with the number of bikes we've got out here.
Yeah. A little bit short, difficult to overtake, but anyway, it's nice, very good.
How's the bike?
Okay, for the moment it's good. It's, you know, first race and it's a new bike. We did not test a lot in the winter, but yeah, second route is good, and I hope we can get a really good points.
We've even got the sun for you here today.
Very nice, very good.
Ordered in specially. Thanks very much for the moment. Of course, some of the names who have come through this series, they've mentioned Carl Harris, Scott Smart, John Reynolds even has been here. So there's a big incentive for these guys to prove themselves and then hopefully head into British Superbikes, Keith.
Thanks, Lee. Yes, indeed. I tell you what, I think this is going to be the race of the day. Dare I stick my neck out on it? We've just been discussing that here at the moment, Lee. A huge grid, 10 rows. Good job you didn't pick anybody at the back. You'd have had a long walk.
No, I'm quite cunning that way, you see. I put on the flat shoes just especially, but I don't do walking.
Just to your right and behind you is that young man Leon Camia. Now, last year he ran Jay Vincent quite hard in this, and you can expect a bit of a result from him as well. He's got his helmet on now, which is unfortunate. You won't be able to get a chance to talk with him, Lee. But Leon Camia, we saw his young brother Alex, who got a bit of a jump start in the Virgin Mobile Cup a little bit earlier on. But Camia, one of those young riders, Neil Mackenzie, that I feel has a great future. He's been in 125s before. He's quite quick, but he's grown hugely in height over the last 2 or 3 years, not to mention stature when it comes to the bigger bikes.
Just a matter of time for Leon. He is a huge young talent.
No jump starts, please, gentlemen. Eugene Levity there, a little bit slack on getting on the clutch, but they're away now. That's a great start from Jay Vincent. Vincent got that bike rolling absolutely perfect. So Paget's and Batley, but no!
Stuart Easton.
I thought Easton had got him there on the inside, but Jay Vincent just toughed it out, lent on a little bit. Not that got much to do with it in Supersport racing, because we're going to see a load more of that. And Easton again, up the inside already. Jay Vincent, don't do this to us, boys. We've got a lot of laps to go yet. We're going to be wrecked if you carry it out. Through goes Stuart Easton. Superb stuff there from the young Scot.
This is a danger corner, this one. The first left-hander in the first lap, all safely through at the front at least.
At least as Jay Vincent looks for the inside line going up into the Clearways entry, and that really would have been a great manoeuvre if he could do it. And I've seen Jay do that before. He's going to be past himself because sticking it under his Tom Sykes. Sykes will try and force him out wide if he can. Oh, Jay Vincent gets it sideways. He was just a little too eager to squeeze that power on. So Sykes, he couldn't have the advantage when they get to the next bend, which is Paddock Hill. So Easton leads, Sykes in second place, Jay Vincent slips back to third place, and it's Rob Frost. I'm sure that's Rob Frost that's in fourth place. Tell me I'm wrong, I'm not. It is Rob Frost from row 3 in fourth place. Watch out, there's a Frosty coming, but he's just been duffed up now by, that looks like Jones. Is that Craig Jones? It is Craig Jones. So Jones has come from the second row of the grid. Wow, what an opening lap. Just 1.2 miles of it. There's all action right out on the white line there. Stuart Easton didn't want to be too far out there too. You saw Leon Camia right out on the white line as well. So everybody using every single part of this track in the second lap to try and find an advantage if they can. Down through Clearways, onto the front straight now they come to complete lap 2.
Jay Vincent gathered his thoughts there. He was slightly off the line when Tom Sykes pushed him, but he's gathered his thoughts. He was safely out of Clark Curve that time. You see he's got past Tom Sykes into Paddock Hill bend.
Yeah, you picked that up very early, Neil, because he was just building through Clearways, and not a lot gets by you, you old devil. So through Druids then, dropping down the hill towards Graham Hill now. Jay Vincent has regained that composure and is now looking at the rear end of the Ducati Coventry bike. If it looks bare, it is. There's not any headline sponsor on the Ducati, and they'll be looking for some as this year goes on, I'll bet, and this could just be what they need. Stuart Easton, really nice young man from Dalbeattie. Tom Sykes in third place still, fastest lap, 47.561. Expect that to be a lot quicker as it goes on.
Craig Jones, good to see him on
Yep.
a competitive bike, shall we say. We never really knew quite where we were at the Triumph last year. Won that last race at Donington, but I've been dying to see Craig Jones on a competitive Supersport bike for a couple of years now. The CBR Honda now should be as good as anything out there. Stuart Easton really wide, and Jay Vincent looking for a way down the inside into Druids, not quite making it on this lap.
Oh, but he's going out wide, and Jay Vincent was looking. He just pulled it down in front of Jay Vincent. Good move there from Stuart Easton, because Jay Vincent would have been straight under him, and that just held up the momentum for a bit, and I thought Sykes might be going through. We've got John Butler, a faller at Clearways, but he's absolutely okay if you're looking out for number 70. He's gone down, and well, you're better doing that earlier than later, I suppose, in the day. Still it is Stuart Easton. And
best
what a lot of pressure
so far. We're only on lap 4.
Yeah, I know. We're going to be all revved up. This is the first one we've got completely revved up about here. Clearways onto the front straight, the Brabham straight to give it its proper name. Stuart Easton looking good into Paddock Hill bend. Still Jay Vincent on the Paget's Honda behind him. Then it's the TAS Suzuki, the TAS Suzuki as it's now been shortened to. Oh, Craig Jones! Goes Jonesy. Well, how Jonesy is that, I wonder?
That is Craig Jones at his very best. He's been sitting there for a few laps behind Tom Sykes, just sussing him out, looking for a place where he might be a tiny bit stronger and set him up into Druids.
That's the North Point Honda racing bike of Craig Jones. He is a talent that we have, well, praised so much over the last year or two. His talent for sticking the Triumph in sideways is now superseded by the super accuracy of running that Honda. And really the Triumph was a motorcycle not really to compete with the Honda last year. you have to say on equal terms, the Honda was a better motorcycle in most places, but really Jonesy now on a motorcycle that is cutting edge, state-of-the-art. North Point Honda, they have prepared a bike for Jonesy this year. It didn't look like that deal was going to come together at one point, but slowly but surely it has. And now Craig Jones is right on the case.
Here it is, and just great to see him at his Supermoto best there, backing it into Druids. But Craig Jones, absolutely fantastic. He just got his head down now.
Well, he might have just done it right, because these two looked to me like they were going to just clear off and pace themselves at the front. Not that they're going to pace themselves, but you know what I'm trying to say. Just a very, very fast pace. And once they managed to grab a lead over people, it would have been very difficult to reel that back in. Now Jones has got clear air in front of him, and he's just got to concentrate lap on lap at reeling the two front runners in. We're on lap 6 of 28, a long way to go yet.
Fastest lap for Jay Vincent, 47.2, real fast lap. Jay Vincent's just relentless, just grinding away there at the back of Stuart Easton, and now having a look down inside into Druids, but not close enough.
Got to say, Jay Vincent, a consummate professional, and I think one of the most stylish racers we've ever produced here in Britain. And I just love Jay Vincent's style. It's so smooth, it's so classically elegant. And second place for him now. But Stuart Easton, well, we've seen how good he is around this Indy track, but I'll tell you what, he has got a major competitive breathing down his neck at the minute.
Well, two riders with immaculate styles, very economical styles, and using every inch of the racetrack. Jay Vincent, first time last year in this class, in the Supersport class, always been on GP machines, most of the time in his career in 250 GPs, but now adapting really well. He did a good job last year, winning races in the Supersport class, but now this is the year he wants to take the title.
Looking good at the minute, but he's got to deal with Easton. At least Easton is the kind of guy you can actually play close quarters with, because Easton, as you've just said, is a smooth, accurate rider himself. So Jay Vincent, well, he'll take a certain amount of pleasure about riding around Stuart Easton, but he'll be watching his board as well, just to see exactly where 3rd, 4th and 5th places are, because you might see him make a forceful move on Easton, should he have to, because of what's following. Otherwise, I expect him to play cat and mouse for a little while longer, yeah?
Stuart Easton strong through this back section of the track, through Surtees, round clearaways, through Clarkson, onto start finish straight. You can see them toing in front, but this next section into Paddock and up to Druids, that's where Jay Vincent claws him back.
Good on the brakes into Paddock, that's for sure, and he really pulls it down the hill well, gets on it, loads it up early, and then flies up the top here into Druids. But I'll tell you what, the bikes, despite the fact we've got a twin-cylinder 749 Ducati, and the 4 cylinders, I hold my breath for a minute, I thought he was going to put a pass down in the Graham Hill. The 4-cylinder 600cc Honda, which really is a state-of-the-art road bike. They are, in fact, both these motorcycles, with their clothes on, look delicious. They really are great-looking motorcycles.
Yeah, the CBR 600 Honda, definitely the sexiest road bike I reckon out there at the moment.
But I don't know, I like that 749 as well. I think that looks lovely. But it's just a matter of taste, isn't it? As we go all misty-eyed over motorcycles and machinery.
CBR Honda dominant in the last 2 years, but we had Carl Harris on board, so we never really know. I reckon Carl Harris was a dominant factor in these 2 championships, but at the moment we've got Jay Vincent still second on Honda. But great to see Ducati still competitive, both in Superbike and with Stuart Easton on the 749 in Supersport.
Still in 3rd place. Well, it's Tom Sykes actually. Jonesy's dropped back to 4th place at the moment, and Rob Frost is in 5th place. Eugene Laverty, he wasn't pole sitter, he was for a while, but he's in 6th place. Perry Rieber on the MSS Discovery Kawasaki is in 7th place. Leon Camia on the other Paget's Honda, the teammate to Jay Vincent, is in 8th place at the moment. Clearways corner. Jay Vincent, looking to me like he's settled a little bit in 2nd place at the moment, because certainly he's managed to drop 3rd, 4th, 5th place at the moment, and I think that Jay's kind of happy just to be sitting there as we look at Rob Frost all over the rear end of Jonesy. So I think Craig Jones has got a definite problem coming his way from Rob Frost, and Rob Frost and Craig Jones had a coming together at Alton Park a couple of years ago, and Jonesy had a revenge. Yeah, Jonesy had Frosty had Jonesy by the throat. The other way around is wishful thinking, I think, for Craig.
This could be payback time.
Yeah, well. It was 6 of one and half a dozen the other, I felt, last time round. I think Rob Frost rushed at him a bit hard and paid the penalty. He's going to love me for saying that as well. Look at Leon Camia. Forces it under Eugene Laverty there. Leon Camia on bike number 2. That was a great move going up in the clearways. Classic manoeuvre. Meanwhile, Frosty's looking for the slipstream, what there is of it. Up into Paddock. Just can't quite find the breaking point that he needs to get underneath
Craig
Jones.
A little bit wide there. Frosty might be down the inside into Druids.
He's looking at it, but I'll tell you what, Craig Jones is damn good on the brakes. He really is.
He's
superb on the brakes.
Very good everywhere.
Yeah, he sets that motorcycle sideways. But Camia, slowly but surely, as these two hold each other up just a little bit, I feel.
He's chipping away there.
Yeah, he is. He's right hanging in. So watch out for 2. Camia. Eugene Lavity's on bike 50. Then it's Perry Reba, the world Supersport star, is there in what place is he in?
8th place.
I can't believe he's in 8th.
Camia
takes 1 and almost 2. Whoa, Eugene Lavity gets out the seat. It's all happening. This is Metabo British Supersports at its best.
Watch Frosty into
have a go at Camia.
Down the inside of Camia, not quite close enough.
Yeah, that's the thing about Rob Frost. He's just slightly, like you don't know if he's going to make the move or not. And certainly I would have said Frosty was better on the brakes than he has been in this so far.
Yeah.
Craig Jones is going to run that wide, surely. He got it all sideways on in the way in there.
Pulled it back there.
Yeah, Camia pulled it back even tighter, looking for the run down the hill into Graham Hill. We are there now. This is a hectic old race for 4th place. Not even a podium at stake here. Frosty takes a look into the eyes of the Spaniard. Take another look at this.
Camia around the inside here.
Well, this used to be classic at Brands, but you don't see much of it nowadays, that ramming up the inside on the dirty part of the track. He did well to pull that down.
He did well. The idea of going a bit wide there, as we see Eugene Lafferty out of the saddle, is you need to start building speed, building momentum around there, and that's where the grip is. Normally around the inside is shorter distance, but the grip is a fair bit down.
Seems to have run out of momentum since he's passed Frosty, though. He hasn't managed to get quite on terms with Craig Jones. We're on lap 14 and 28. It's flying by pretty damn quick. Stuart Easton still leads from Jay Vincent in 2nd place. That's a battle away at the front. Tom Sykes is slightly on his own 3rd as Frosty sticks it underneath.
2.7 seconds is the gap between 2nd place Jay Vincent and 3rd place Craig Jones.
Oh, backmarkers do not stand a chance with this lot.
3rd place Tom Sykes. Jay Vincent taking half a second off the lap record.
Frosty out the seat again as we come onto the Brabham Straight, then looks over his shoulder and sees Perry Reba on the MSS Discovery, and of course he just got that Kawasaki wound up a little bit more than Frosty and goes past him.
Very smooth.
That's the thing with Rob Frost, he's just fractionally too aggressive sometimes, and when he gets frustrated it relates back to his riding. Rob Frost is a great rider, but just that little extra frustration, I think it is, just can't chip away at something. He tries to do it all in a big hurry, and sometimes it just relates in him going a little bit backwards. But tell you what, when he gets it under control, he's going to be a race winner at this class.
Well, you just need to lose a few tenths at a couple of corners in a lap, and you repair your way back. Someone gets past you and you start working your way back. You really have to keep it inch perfect every single lap, and that's exactly what these 2 guys are doing.
This is a real masterclass in that particular art, isn't it? Both of them very, very smooth riders, and the style of the pair of them. I mean, I prefer Jay Vincent to just about anybody on a racetrack nowadays. I just think his style is lovely. He's having another look. I tell you what, he looks good down in the Graham Hill.
Very comfortable. He looks very comfortable behind Stuart Easton. We just don't know what Stuart Easton's got in the back here. They're running very consistent lap times, both at 47.5 seconds.
Still Tom Sykes in 3rd place on the TAS Suzuki. Craig Jones still leading that battle for 4th place from Camia, Reba and Frost. Eugene Lavity after that high side at Clearways is back in 8th place, but at least he stayed on. Cal Crutchlow, that's Craig Jones' teammate, is back in 9th place at the moment. And Kieran Murphy is in 10th.
Yeah, 3.5 seconds between Jay Vincent and Tom Sykes in 3rd position. That gap extending every lap. Stuart Easton, sparks coming from his toe sliders there as he goes down to the bottom of Pantakill Bend and up to Druids, and he's got Backmarker in front of him now.
Worth mentioning, I think, as well, we have a Supersports Cup in this championship this year. That is for the main privateers.
That's cost Jay Vincent some time.
Not
much, but a little bit.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how quick Jay Vincent now gets on terms.
See how much he's got now.
Got in reserve, that's exactly right. I was about to go on about Andy Weymouth, of course. He's number 28, and he's the leader in the British Supersport Cup Series at the moment.
The best qualifier in the Supersport Cup.
So keep an eye out, 28 years old, nicknames Gobby and Gobster.
I wonder why.
Maybe we'll get a chance to speak to him later and find out exactly why that is.
He might speak to us.
Well, he's an Essex boy, so he'll understand the sense of humour. So keep an eye out for Andy Weymouth. He's leading the British Supersport Cup at the moment.
Stuart Easton got a nice little gap there, but he's got another couple of back markers to deal with. Meanwhile, Jay Vincent closing that gap.
Yeah, but dear me, 33, just moving out of the way. Martin Jessup from Yeovil on the Riders JHP racing bike. At least he looked over his shoulder, but don't know whether that helped too much. And I'll tell you what, Easton's got these just where he wants them.
He's making it count.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he's put them right between him and Jay Vincent. Jay Vincent will be kicking himself. Look at the line Jay Vincent's on. He's almost out in the car park looking for a way round.
Well, no matter how comfortable Jay Vincent was, the trouble is these back markers, that's exactly what can cost them time. And just as they go over the line, it was 6/10 in that last lap between Stuart Easton, and now it's 7/10, so pretty much the same gap.
Frosty! Rob Frosty's having a battle. He's with Cal Crutchlow, but Cal Crutchlow will definitely fight back. That I do know. Oh dear me.
You need to keep these two apart. They would.
Yeah, I was going to say Cal Crutchlow will not give way to Rob Frost. A lot of people would, even though Rob Frost is smaller than most people.
We don't know whose fault that was, but unfortunately Rob Frost always ends up in the thick of these situations.
I love the way you clarified that. So Stuart Easton being caught by Jay Vincent, even though there was a definite advantage. I think Jay Vincent has got enough in hand to do this business.
He can pull that back. Looks like he can pull that back.
Yeah. Well,
let's check the gap. 7/10 in the last lap.
Just sitting down a little bit at the back, that Ducati then onto Clearways.
Tom Sykes.
Tom Sykes off as well, the third place man. Tom Sykes, the third place man, is down as well. It's all happening behind us.
Jay Vincent took 3/10 of a second back.
Oh, look at the dirt on Sykes' tyre. Oh dear me. Now that's a faller at Clearways. How did he manage to do that just there on the inside of the track? He must have come off on the left-hander on the way in. Jay Vincent then right with Stuart Easton. Stuart Easton has been caught, but let's take a look at what happened just a moment ago. Here it is. It was Frosty. Oh, Frosty. I don't know what happened there with Cal Crutchlow. I think they clipped each other. I think maybe Frosty was underneath Crutchlow. Crutchlow closed it down on him. I'll tell you what.
Handbags.
Yeah. It's unusual for somebody to stand up and have a go back at Rob, and I think that's why he held back a fraction there. Cal Crutchlow. His eyebrows join in the middle. You have to be a little worried about that.
Worry.
Look at this. Jay Vincent in front. How did he do that? Jay Vincent, 24. Paget's Honda in front of Stuart Easton.
He did. He clocked.
He looked good all the way through that last lap, though, didn't he? I mean, he just. And look at the way he was forcing it down into Cooper there. Sorry, in Graham Hill. Now we're on Cooper. 29 coming up.
Now it's Jay Vincent's turn to deal with the back markers. Stuart Easton tucked in behind here.
Phil Setton. It's actually quite early yet, lap 21 and a 28, so it gives you Easton a bit of a chance to regain some momentum.
This is where Stuart's strong.
Yeah, you can see the way that Honda is just sitting and just spinning a little bit coming out onto here, whereas the Ducati seems to dig right in. Easton on the inside, but not from there he ain't going to be doing it. Would have been a lunge. And he's out wide, coming out of Paddock Hill and up towards Druids now. So Stuart Easton gets an opportunity to take a look at the master, Jay Vincent.
Different lines there. Stuart a little bit slower mid-corner. Jay Vincent, good exit to Druids.
I think Jay Vincent here really gets that corner right and fires himself along this little straight. He just straightens it up, gets it on the fat bit of the tyre.
Looks like CBR Honda's just a little bit more nimble, more applicable.
Here we go, this is what happened then. Well, that was just a plain, straightforward drag race out of Clearways. You picked it up a few laps ago where he got good drive out of Clearways.
And he also punted Stuart a bit wide, so that's how he lost so much time. But Stuart Easton got caught a little bit off guard there.
I think he just didn't get on it. Either that or it was spinning up a little bit earlier that we didn't pick it up, but certainly...
Look at the back markers.
Oh, gee, that's not back markers, that is a car park. Look at him. Oh,
Stuart Easton!
Stuart Easton's got that. And Jay Vincent gets boxed, but Jay Vincent finds the advantage back. Inside, outside, anyway you can.
Balance itself out there.
Well, only just. You have to feel sorry for Jay Vincent there. What was going through his mind as that lot come across his nose?
It's like the Riders for Health riding on a Thursday morning.
Of which we'll all be at the Thursday before, of
Victoria
course, the British Grand Prix.
Hill. Don't miss it.
You see Neil Mackenzie coming in. What are we going to be riding this year?
350 LC, mate. Best bike in the world. Best bike ever built. Ever
made your name. Jay Vincent again looking for an inside line up the inside of all these back markers. It really is a nightmare for these leading two riders. Still it is. Vincent with an advantage. Look what he's got to do. Stuart Easton gets tripped up. Did he go wide? Yes, he did. Has he pulled it back? Yes, he has, but that has cost him dear. Jay Vincent forcing his way under them, over them. He don't care. Knife through butter. Absolutely incredible. Jay Vincent definitely worked his way through the back markers. They didn't really fall for him, he just forced his way through it, I think. Stuart Easton got caught out of Druids, and now he is 4 bikes behind Jay Vincent, and that is diabolical for Stuart Easton. It's wrecked his race, but you've got to say, it's the same for everybody. How you cut the back markers is just a matter of luck, not judgment.
It really is. It's added a new dimension to this race, but Brands Hatch Indy circuit is probably the worst circuit in the calendar for this, with the exception of maybe Mallory Park, but it's not going to happen every weekend this week. You really have to deal with it, and Jay Vincent timed that perfectly.
Lovely and forceful as well, but still looking like he actually was, well, asking for a way through. You've got to say that he just weaved his way through there. What an artist, Jay Vincent, cut his way through. Stuart Easton forced wide at Druids. He's not going to recover from that. We're on lap 25, almost 26 of the 28. Jay Vincent, not a man known for inconsistency, so he will nurse this Paget's Honda to the flag now. Surely that is a big enough lead to take this race win. The first race in the Metabo British Supersport Series. Look at the lead he's got.
It's looking good.
2.5.
Craig Jones, the other rostrum finisher at the moment, but Terry Reba making some inroads into him in 4th, and Leon Cammy 5th, Eugene Lafferty 6th.
Well, like Jay Vincent, Perry Reba is world class, has been world class. Comes to the British Championship with a lot of experience under his belt. Stuart Easton has been Supersports champion before, but has been thwarted by the backmarkers. I bet he forgot all about how bad that was. Now then, Leon Cammy are having a right old go as well at Jonesy. So Jonesy on bike 18, the North Point Honda, under pressure from Leon Cammy, Jay Vincent's teammate.
And Perry Reba in there.
Tell you what, Clive Paget will be jumping up and down on the beer barrel tonight if he gets 1st and 3rd in this opening race. At the moment, Jay Vincent, his team leader, seems to be well on it, but Leon Cammy, bike number 2, is looking for that 3rd place that Jonesy sits in.
It's certainly not over for the final rostrum position yet. Any one of these guys could be on.
Reba in front of Cammy
Craig
now.
Jones is wide there at Paddock.
Yeah, but it's wide but out on a line, and it's not a big problem because Perry Reba has already spoiled Leon Cammy a little bit. Cammy forces his way back under the Spaniard. Oh, dear me. I tell you what, Reba looking refreshed after a winter off. Very little testing. This bike has had very, very few miles on it. The MSS Discovery Kawasaki really is probably the least tested out of all these bikes, and you've got to say that well, Reba is looking like a man that wants to win this championship. He was disappointed with some of the performances last year, but certainly this year he's desperate to come on for it. Final lap, last lap, Vincent goes through. What about his teammate? That's going to be the question. Vincent goes through. Easton in 2nd place. A long, long lead over that battle for 3rd place. It's 11 seconds. Back to Cammy in 3rd place now. Jonesy slipped to 4th place. Reba in 5th. Well, I'll tell you what, I wouldn't want to be at the entry to Clearways. I have a feeling there might be a bit of pushing and shoving going on there. We are at the entry to Clearways now with this man, your race leader, on the Paget's Honda. It's been an absolute masterclass in riding from Jay Vincent. Stuart Easton, you've got to feel a little bit sorry for. Didn't quite get the back markers full for him, but he's going to have a nice, safe 2nd place and 20 points.
A good start to the season.
Yeah, a good start to the season. But it is Jay Vincent, former Grand Prix winner. He won here last year in the British Supersports race. He's won here this year. Not a bad record, you've got to say. Stuart Easton comes through in 2nd place, but who's going to be 3rd? Over the line. We're waiting for them to cross the line now. Cameo was 3rd. They're a long way back. Jones has got it. Jones has got 3rd place. Cameo forced back to 4th place. Reba stays in 5th place. Eugene Laverty, remember that name, on bike number 50 in 6th place. Tom Tunstall in 7th place. Kieran Murphy in 8th place. And we're still waiting for 9th and 10th to come over the line. It is Luke Quigley confirmed in 9th place, and Jamie Robinson comes up into 10th place. So a rolling burnout from Jay Vincent. Quite right too. Great stuff. Couldn't happen to a nicer bloke is all I can say. Let's take a look at confirmation of that win for Jay Vincent. What a superb and stylish win it was for him, and he was ecstatic at the end. We'll be speaking with him in a moment, as we will with Stuart Easton and Craig Jones, of course. 2nd and 3rd, our podium finishers. Leon Camia just duffed up by Craig Jones there in the closing stages of that. Perry Reba looking menacing on the MSS Discovery Kawasaki. Eugene Laverty, certainly a name for the future. That youngster has come up via the Red Bull Rookies program and he's looking good on bike 50. Make a note in your book about